Mic check, mic check, mic check.
Mellow beat.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Mello. We got week 12 for NFL. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope everybody's having a great week. Let me know how y'all doing today. How y'all doing this week? All right, sorry I couldn't do a video last week. I've just been real busy. But we're going to dive into week 12, man. Isn't that crazy? Time is going by quick, man. But look, appreciate everybody staying tuned with your boy. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for liking the videos. Thank you for subscribing. But we're going to dive into week 12. We should have some good plays. I already looked into the week. Hopefully this stream won't be too long, but we want to get the most valuable plays. Hopefully cash in for our lineups. But nonetheless, get some good plays if you want to look into props or stuff in that nature. But hope everybody's having good. But let me know what y'all looking at for this week. What are your favorite plays for the week before we get into it? I'm already looking at the Lions. They're looking real good for this week. Look like everybody's on full cylinder this week. But going against the Giants. They should have fun in this matchup. All right, let me get some candy real quick. You gotta get that holiday candy, you know what I mean? Get that holiday spirit going on. Get that holiday Hershey's, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, holiday Hershey's. We got holiday Hershey. I got like 6 candies. Yeah. I'm going in on the stream. All right. All right, looking to the quarterbacks. Quarterback action. I think you gotta look at Drake May going against Cincinnati, where they're bottom tier all across the board, and he's still under 7,000. He was 65 last week, but he is 69 into this week. But man, Cincinnati is one of those teams where you just gotta plug in against. They're allowing an average 264 passing yards against 2.2 passing touchdowns allowed, and they're giving up an average 25 fantasy points at home. So this should be a smashing spot for Drake May. Now the question is who will be his targets, but nonetheless, I like some Drake May action. He had 15 last week against the Jets. He had 19 against Tampa. Should be a nice little bounce back play. First rodeo against the Bengals, but it's definitely one of those games where you want to target against them. So a little nice little trend for a nice little uptake. He should give you around that 20, 21 plus. Hopefully with his price point at 6,900, he'll give you that. Give you that 24 plus. That's what we're looking for. Drake May. All right, next player. We do got Jalen Hurts going against the Cowboys. He is 6,600. He's been real mediocre the last 2 weeks. He had 13 against Green Bay. He had 14 against the Lions. Now, against the Cowboys, let's see. Against the Cowboys, he had his biggest game last year against them. That was in Week 10, where he had a 31 fantasy point game. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, so keep that in mind if you want to look at him for anytime touchdown. He had 2 last time he faced them on the road against the Cowboys. Had 2 passing touchdowns with the NIT, but nonetheless, he was more likely higher. He had to been an optimal play at 31 plus. Hopefully he get his stride going. This is one of those games where, with a division game, you would think he'll bounce back in this type of matchup. So the fact that he had two depleted matchups, 13 and 14, and you got the issues with him and AJ Brown and that type of news. Hopefully they can get back into. I mean, that's the thing though. They are 8-2, so there's really no issues with this team. I feel like with the what do you call it? With the social media, they like to cause a disruption with the team. But I mean, they're 8-2, so 8-2 squad. You shouldn't have to find any issues. But of course, in the DFS side, we can see that he's more than likely not a good play. But I really feel like he should bounce back in his last two matchups. I don't see another like a third game where he still is in the getting 13, 14 fantasy points. So hopefully in this matchup, they're looking at a high implied total. I think they're looking at a 47.5 implied total in this matchup. Should be one of those games where, like Drake May and the Patriots, they're looking at a 51 implied total. So that should be the highest implied total in that matchup. So I think Eagles and Cowboys should be second or third favorite in regards to implied total matchups. I think Jalen Hurts for his price point, he's 6,600. So he was $100 less on DraftKings last week. So you get him for a cheaper play, and also in a better matchup against the defense. And where we're looking at Dallas, they're allowing an average 168 passing yards to the position, 2.3 passing touchdowns allowed, 28 fantasy points allowed to opposing QBs at home. So it should be a great play for Jalen Hurts to bounce back from. So at 6,600, don't mind if I do in this matchup. So do like him here. All right, let's go to another play let's get some value plays where you got Caleb Williams going against Pittsburgh. This is another great play, as he had 10 fantasy points last rodeo. Obviously, he should be a nice little bounce back play. He had 10 against Minnesota, which I feel like they should have did way more damage against this Minnesota defense. But they're going against Pittsburgh, which is another team where you want to pass against, which they're allowing an average 281 passing yards allowed to the position, around 21 fantasy points to the position as well. Only allowing one passing touchdowns, but at 5,700, hopefully he'll give you that value. I don't think he played against Pittsburgh in his career, so it's another thing in that. Yeah, he hasn't played Pittsburgh, but I really feel like he should bounce back in this matchup. He did pretty good at home in the last four matchups. He did have 24 against Minnesota at home. He had 29 against Dallas at home. He did have a bad game against the Saints out of all teams, which I feel like that should never happen against the Saints. But he only had five fantasy points. But he bounced back and had that 25 fantasy point game against the Giants at home. It's another home matchup against Pittsburgh. At 5,700, definitely like the value here. I think Roman Dunze should also be a bounce back play. You got DJ Moore. I really feel like this is a great squad for should be a great stack for the Bears in this matchup against Pittsburgh. So definitely like the Bears here, and they're real cheap. He's only 57 on DraftKings. He is 77 on FanDuel, but nonetheless, like Caleb Williams. All right, and then let's go down to Sam Darnold going against Tennessee, which I feel like that should be another great play, as he should bounce back in this play. He has a nice little trend going every third game. He did have a bounce back game against Tampa. We had he had a 31 fantasy point game against Tampa. 4 touchdowns in that matchup. Then he had 4 touchdowns against Washington and another third game type of trend. I really feel like it's a great trend going against Tennessee. He is 5,400, which I feel like that's too cheap. Tennessee is allowing an average 235 passing yards a game, 1.5 passing touchdowns a game, but a 72% completion rate against opposing QBs. and they allow an average 22.9 fantasy points allowed to opposing QBs. This should be a great play for Sam Darnold to bounce back from his last go around against the Rams. He did horrible against Arizona. So it should be a nice bounce back play. Definitely want to get some plays for the Seattle offense here. Definitely think it's going to be a great play for Sam Darnold at 5,400. That's about it. I don't really think I like anybody else here on this list. Let me know who's your favorite quarterback. Oh, we got Jared Goff. I'm sorry. Jared Goff going against the Giants should be an amazing play. I feel like 6,000 is too cheap. I really feel like they're going to go ape shit against this Giants defense. He had a bad game against Philly last week with 13 fantasy points, but he should bounce back in this type of matchup. This is really feel like he should just go off in this play. Hopefully he should. Giants is giving up an average 238 passing yards to opposing QBs, around 25 fantasy points allowed on the road against opposing QBs. They're allowing an average 1.7 passing touchdowns to QBs. This should be a great play for Jared Goff to go ape shit. I love, as you can see on my cover photo, we got Jahmyr Gibbs. He's going to be effective regardless. He's going to be effective on the pass attack as well. You got, I actually have a little sneaky play with David Montgomery, which I feel like he should also capitalize. If they were to ball out against, especially get a blowout, he should get more carries in the end zone to help out with his price point. So you get a guy like David Montgomery for value. Definitely a great script for the Lions here. So if anything, if the blowout happens, it may affect his ceiling for Jared Goff. But nonetheless, I like this team overall for cash. So Jared Goff, great play, especially for 6,000. If you want to get a guy that can easily give you that 20 plus here, like you said, I talked about Jalen Hurts. He's at 66. Get a Jared Goff for 6,000. And hell, I even talked about Drake May 69. Get a guy like Jared Goff. So these are my favorite plays here. I think we did pretty good on the QBs. Let me know what your favorite plays are for QBs as well. Anybody I didn't mention that you like, let me know in the chat. But nonetheless, I'm going to go ahead and add these guys in on the top plays. So let me go ahead and get these guys in there. Cash. I said Hurts. You got Drake May. Cash. You got Jared Goff. Alright, now GPPs. I think you gotta go Sam Darnold. You gotta go Caleb. I feel like Caleb every week is a GPP play. I think that's about it. Who else I talked about? Sam Darnold. Yeah, I think that's about it. So we got you got Lamar Jackson if you want to play. He had a horrible game last week. He had 7 fantasy points. He's in a great matchup against the Jets. He did bad against, Minnesota. He only had 16. He had 6 against Cleveland. That's crazy. He had a good history against the Jets. We had 37, and that was in 2019 when he had a 37 fantasy point game with 5 touchdowns in that game. They have 3 touchdowns last go around at New York, where he had that 21 fantasy point game with 3 touchdowns. So he could bounce back after 2 bad games, coming back from his injury. He had a game where when he came back from his injury, he had 25 fantasy points against Miami, and then he had 2 bad duds. So it should be a bounce back play for him. But going against the Jets, and you're looking at a 44 implied total, I feel like we're kind of scrapping for plays here for Lamar. For 6,700, it's kind of like, I don't know if I really want to target that route. But it shows you a good history. But then again, for 6,700, and then on FanDuel, you got him for 8,500 on FanDuel. I might pivot away from him on that play. Let's see, Drake May on FanDuel, he is 84. So he's cheaper. It's cheaper than Lamar Jackson on FanDuel. So I think Drake May is a better play in general. So To me, I like Lamar, but I feel like I'm just chasing. I'm really chasing. I really feel like I'm chasing with Lamar. So I rather pay up to a Drake May than to go to Lamar Jackson. So Jalen Hurts, May, Goff, Darnold, Caleb Williams are my 5 players. I like. Yeah, I like them the most here. For QBs, let's go to running backs. All right, top dog. I'm looking at. We got Jahmyr Gibbs, which is in a great play against the Giants, as the Giants allow an average 116 rushing yards to the position, around 30 receiving yards a game, which that's where Jahmyr Gibbs, that's his bread and butters with that pass attack. And then also they're giving up an average 28 fantasy points on the road. So definitely want to target Jahmyr Gibbs here. He's only 8,300, but I could definitely see him bounce back and give you that 24 plus. He has been doing well in the last few games where he had that 41 fantasy points game against the Washington Commanders. Then he kind of pivot down to 22 fantasy points against the Eagles. It's a nice little trend back up to give you that 24, even 30 plus in this matchup. He could easily give you 2+ touchdowns in this matchup. He had no touchdowns last week, and that's the thing too. Like, he had 2 touchdowns against Tampa. He had no touchdowns against Minnesota. Then he bounced back, gave you 3 touchdowns against the Commanders, no touchdowns against Philly. So I really feel like he'd give you that 2+ touchdowns. If you're even looking at him for a prop bet, get that +2 touchdowns. It's real effective. I think he could give you that receiving touchdown and a rushing touchdown easily in this type of matchup. So Jahmyr Gibbs at 8,300. Love this play for cash. Now, if you want to pivot, you got David Montgomery at 5,300. Now, like I said, he's a 50 implied total. It's a 13+ spread for the Lions here. So if they get a high, if they go ape shit against them, where's my drink? If they go ape shit against them, and they want to, keep with the run attack, definitely I think they're going to go back to the well with David Montgomery. I think I also saw a tweet with the head coach that they want to give David Montgomery more carries. So that's also a plus if you didn't look at the tweet. So getting a guy that they looking to give him more carries, and this is the type of game script to where he could definitely get more carries and ball out on. He actually has done real good against the Giants in his history. So he had 3 touchdowns in the last 2 matchups at home. So keep that in mind. He had 3 touchdowns. He had 2 touchdowns in 2021, but that was without Jahmyr Gibbs. I understand that. So he had 22 carries, 2 touchdowns. He had 16 carries a year before that against them. But I really feel like he can still do damage with his price point at 5,300. He is also 67 on FanDuel. Really feel like he can still do damage for his price point. And he's still getting the carries. I think he had 6 carries last week against Philly, but even the week before that against Washington, he had 15 carries. Regardless with Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs balled out that week, and you still had David Montgomery giving you 15 carries with Jahmyr Gibbs. So it shows that they could both flourish in this type of game script. And like I said, they both flourished against the Commanders. He actually had 11 carries against Minnesota with a touchdown. So I really feel like he's back in a good matchup to give you that 15+ fantasy points against the Giants. So I definitely want to put him in GPPs. Really feel like both guys are in play. So get some Gibbs. And then you could also go down to Montgomery for value. But nonetheless, he's a good GPP play. If you need a running back under 6,000 to help with your lines to pivot elsewhere, I think David Montgomery is definitely a great play. Definitely in this game script. Let's see who else I'm looking at. Running backs. I do like Travis Etienne Jr. He's also a great play for value. Let's see. Let's go down. Is he down or is he up? Let me look at him. I'm gonna look him up real quick. Travis. There he is. He's 5,900. So you get another guy that's under 6,000. He has actually been doing pretty good in the last 3 matchups. He has 16 against the Raiders. He had 15 against Houston. Bounced back with 19 against the Chargers. So he has 3 touchdowns in the last 2 matchups. Another great play against Arizona. Arizona's allowing an average 111 rushing yards to the position, around 25 fantasy points allowed to running backs. So hopefully he can keep the running game going, especially with Trevor Lawrence not really doing well in the pass attack. Lost a couple pieces in the pass attack as well. So Travis Etienne, he's also one of those guys that's effective in the pass attack. He did have 2 targets last week, 4 and 5 in the last 3 matchups. So Travis is also one of those guys you can also target in the pass screens and whatnot. So I think Travis is under 6,000. It's also another great play. He's been a nice little core piece in the last 3 matchups. Hopefully they don't deter from him this week, but nonetheless, like going against Arizona, like this is one of the teams that are vulnerable against the run attack. Hopefully they keep this going under 6,000. I think Etienne is another great play to target. Junior. All right, and then we could pivot up. We do have Devontae Williams going against Philly. He's 65. Now, this is another play where I feel like he's been done in the last couple games. He had 6 against Arizona, which is weird. He had 10 against the Raiders, which was weird. I thought he would ball out. I mean, he had 22 carries, so it wasn't like he wasn't getting the ball. It just wasn't working. So he had 22 carries, 93 rushing yards, but only 10 fantasy points. Of course, he needs that touchdown. I don't think he's not going to get a touchdown here. What up, Bird? So, let's see. Let me close this. I really feel like he shouldn't have a problem here. 22 carries, you know what I'm saying? 15 in the last couple games. He had no touchdowns in the last 2 games. He should bounce back, especially against Philly. Last time he played Philly this year was in week 1. He had 2 touchdowns against them with 15 carries, only 54 rushing yards that game. So he's at home. Hopefully he should bounce back here, back at home where, having those 2 duds. I definitely think Devontae Williams is in play for cash. Definitely a great play to look at. Get some Devontae Williams. And let's see. Let's go up top. Alright, let's go here. Who else I'm looking at? Okay, we got Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry, 7,600. I don't know if I want to pay up for Derrick Henry. Where is he at? 76. We're looking at the game script to where we're looking at a 13-point spread. If you're looking at the game script to where they feel like, that Baltimore should ball out against the squad, I really feel like Derrick Henry could have a field day. He did have a great game against Cleveland. It was a dirty game, but this guy was 18 carries, 103 rushing yards. He had a touchdown. So going against the Jets to where they allow an average 100 rushing yards to the position, around 27 fantasy points allowed on the road. This could be a great game script for Derrick Henry to where he should have a ceiling game. Could have a ceiling game. He should have one, but last time he played him, that was in 2021. He had 28 fantasy points and a touchdown, 153 rushing yards allowed against them. So get it like a Derrick Henry, 7,600 is up there. It should be a cash spot, but if you want to go that route, let's 7,600 is up there. If you look at the game script to where he should ball out, then this should be a good play. Like I said, I mean, Jahmyr Gibbs, nonetheless, is 8,300. But if you want to get a guy that's, around $800 less, get it like a Derrick Henry. Could give you that 2+ touchdowns. He could just, he's one of those guys, man. He could take off 60+ yards on the first run. And then next thing you know, he has a field day over 200 yards type of deal. So, like Derrick Henry, 7,600. If you want to go this route, so I could plug him in. All right, you got Gibbs, you got Henry, Cash. All right, let me see what we're looking like. Let me zoom this in real fast. Hold on. All right, let me zoom that in. All right, we got Trayvon Henderson at 6,700. Like, we gotta stay with the news with I do like him here. Now, don't get me wrong, I do like him here, but we got to also keep in mind that Stevenson was out for both games, so they unleashed to where hopefully this is keep him going. I mean, he had 31 and 32. Yeah, 31 against Tampa, 32 against the Jets. I mean, he had 5 touchdowns in the last 2 games. So, I mean, he's still priced well to where hopefully he stays around the 24 fantasy point mark, especially against the Bengals. They're allowing an average 137 rushing yards allowed, 35 fantasy points allowed to the position. So, Trayvon should be a great play. Hopefully, with Stevenson back, they just kind of ease him into the game and to where Henderson can still do his thing. So maybe a lot of people might pivot because Stevenson's is back, but I really feel like if he got injured for a few games, I don't think they want to, just plug him in and get hurt again. But Stevenson's in a good matchup. I mean, Stevenson was out for 3 games. He was dealing with the toe injury. So hopefully with that toe injury, they just kind of ease him into the game script. So for 5,200 for Stevenson is still not bad for 5,200, but I think Henderson is still a great play. I really feel like they're gonna just keep him rolling. I mean, this guy has been balling in the last couple games, getting 5 touchdowns in 2 games. Hopefully keep him rolling in this type of game script, especially against the Bengals, where if they, get out of line here, against Cincinnati, I mean, he could definitely do work. So Trayvon Henderson is still a great play for 6,700. I really feel like he's another cash spot. All right. So Henderson. Let's see who else we're looking at here. Jermaine Gibbs. I talk about Williams. Oh yeah, I forgot to put Williams in there. Williams is 6,500. Okay, let's see who else. We got Aaron Jones going against Green Bay. Aaron Jones against Green Bay. That could be a good game for Aaron Jones. I mean, we're looking at the revenge narrative. So that could be a nice little play there for that revenge. So Aaron Jones is 5,700. Let's see, Jones. Yeah, he's 5,700. He's not doing bad now. So can't say he's doing bad. He's actually doing pretty good in the last 3 games. He had 11 against Detroit, 16 against the Baltimore Ravens. He did have 11 against Chicago, but he did have a touchdown in the last 3 games. So going against Green Bay, he has 17-11 in his history against them. So, I mean, that's not bad given that his price point is at 5,700. So I don't mind the price point. You need another guy under 6,000 if you want to pivot to with the whole revenge narrative. Now, Green Bay is only allowing an average 83 rushing yards a game, but they are allowing an average 20 fantasy points to the position. But of course, that he's sharing a rock with him and Mason could be a factor to where that could pivot. That could hinder his ceiling here with Mason. So Mason had 10 fantasy points last week against the Bears. So that's the only reason why I'm having a hard time to play Mason. Play Aaron Jones because of the workload with Mason also. So I might just leave that alone. Like I said, I definitely like NTN Jr. for cheaper than Jones. So I might leave that alone, even though it's a good narrative. I'm gonna leave that alone. All right, let's see who else we looking at. We do got Bijan Robinson. He's another good matchup against New Orleans. He actually has a good history against New Orleans, especially playing on the road against them. He's averaging around 31 fantasy points in the last 2 matchups at New Orleans. So that could be a great game script for him. So, of course, he's up there, 8,500. It's still not bad for the price point on DraftKings, but he is 96 on FanDuel. He's definitely a cash spot, but I might just leave that alone. But he has great history on the road against New Orleans, so maybe you could load up with the high end. You might load up with Bijan and Gibbs, and then we could definitely try to find value in the receivers, which I really feel like we could find some good savings on the receiver side. We already got some good plays on the quarterback side for value. You could go to like a Darnold, you can go to a Caleb Williams. So there is some value on the quarterback side to where you could pay up at running back if that's the strategy you want to go with. I really feel like that's the case this week. We could go value quarterback, pay up at running back, and then you got value at receivers. That's definitely something we could look into. So Bijan is also a great play at cash. Bijan. All right, so I got what? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 7 running backs. Who I want to get rid of? I think all get plays though. They all good spots. Let me move this over. Alright, move that. Lock that in place. Lock this in place. What else I'm locking in? Background. Lock in. Alright, let me know who else you're looking into for running backs. We could dive into the receivers. But did you call? Did you call me? Did you call me? Oh, okay. How'd you hear? Bigsby. All right, let's go to receivers. All right, we got some high price receivers here. So, of course, you got JSN. That's on a nice little trend. You know, he had 20 against Arizona. Then he bounced back with a 24 against the Rams out of all teams, which is impressive. And he had every other touchdown, especially for this year. Last time he played Tennessee, that was in 23, but nonetheless, he's getting way more usage from 23 to where, paying $9,000 is up there. But I really feel like the trend, he's going to ball out. I really feel like he's going to ball out with Darnold to where he could easily give you that 27, even 30 fantasy point game. I just feel like the trend is up for him in this matchup. You had Nico Collins that balled out last week with Houston. Nico Collins had 24 fantasy points. He should definitely be a play where I think he's going to give you that 30 plus. I really feel like that he's going to be in a great play. Tennessee's allowing to average 167 receiving yards to the position, around 42 fantasy points on the road. I mean, at home. This is a great play for JSN, regardless of the price. I really feel like he's going to be in a nice little trend for a 30 plus here. Great play for JSN. I just hate the price on DraftKings. He is up there on FanDuel at 9,800, so paying almost 10 grand for JSN. They know he could do damage in this matchup. That's one thing I really feel like as well. We might get scared because of the price, but I really feel like they also know he could also do damage with this price. So for 9,000, it's definitely in play. To where, I mean, we got value. So if you want to go like a Montgomery, NTN on running backs, that's some good value there to where you don't have to pay up for that 8,000 on running backs, and you can pay up that 9,000 for a JSN. He's in a great play to do so. Yeah, he's one of those guys, man. And that's the thing, though. He's not one of those guys that just get like a 10 plus carry type of thing. 10 plus here, 5 yards here. He's one of those guys you could throw a 60 yarder and he go, you know what I'm saying? Like a 60 yard, 2 bombs. Next thing you know, he's at 24 plus right there because of 2 bomb plays. You know what I mean? Like that's the type of player you're getting with a JSN. So I really feel like he's not as risky as other players on the receiver end. So let me go ahead and plug him in. JSN. JSN is definitely cash. You do got Amara St. Brown at 8,000. I think that's okay of a price. I really feel like he's still a good spot here, but I really feel like I'd rather go up to a JSN. He doesn't really have a ceiling game. Last time he had a ceiling game was against the Bears, actually, and that was in week 2, where he had that 40 plus fantasy point game. He had 3 touchdowns in that game, and ever since then he's been like around 20 plus here and there. 8,000. I don't mind it, but I think JSN's a better ceiling play. That's the only difference. I really feel like JSN's a better ceiling play, but I don't mind this price for Amara St. Brown. I just really feel like there's other players on that squad that could do work, like Jameson Williams has also been a great play as of recent for them. To get like a Jameson Williams for his price point is more so what I'm looking at than to get a guy around 8,000 on the squad. So I don't mind this play, but I think I'm gonna pivot more so JSN here. We do got Rashee Rice. I really feel like he's in another great matchup going against the Colts. Let's see. I don't mind the play at all. Let's see. Rashee Rice. Yeah, I mean, he's been okay. He had a bad game against Denver, which was more of a defense matchup in that sense. But he's going against the Colts that give up a lot to the position, and especially against the receivers. They allow him to average 155 receiving yards to the position, around 44 fantasy points on the road against the receivers. He had a bad game. Like I say, it's definitely a bounce back matchup. You had Drake London that had a crazy game last week. Not last week, but week 10, where he had 27 fantasy points. Rashee Rice is one of those guys to where they should definitely try to bounce back, giving them ball. 7,700 is not too shabby to where he could easily give you that 20 plus with that price point. So we need him to give us at least 20 fantasy points, which I really feel like he can do so. He had a couple bad games where, he had 18 against the Bills, and then he had 9 against Denver. But in the last 2 matchups since he came back from that suspension, he had 23 and 25. He had 23 against the Raiders, 25 against the Commanders. There's definitely one of those game scripts where he could go back to that 20 plus here against the Colts. So I do like Rashee Rice at 77. Definitely look valuable here. Let's see what else I'm looking at. Who I'm looking at. We gotta find some more value here. Now you got T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins definitely is going to be a sought after play with Chase being out for that suspension. So of course he could definitely be in play. He's definitely a play for the 7,100 in this type of game script. He's been a nice little trend as well. He had a 21 fantasy point game against Pittsburgh. He had a dud against the Jets at 11. Bounced back with a great game against the Bears, and then he had a decent game against Pittsburgh last week with 15. So back at it with another great play where he could give you a 24 plus without Chase. He's definitely gonna get more targets. He's averaging 8.5 in the last two matchups. So man, this guy could definitely be a play here without Chase. So he's definitely gonna go back to the receiver one spot, but it also opens up value for the receivers. So if you want to look into the bottom tier guys for a nice little value play, I really feel like he should go down to, I don't know how to pronounce his name. I had a trouble last time, but Andre Asavas. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I keep forgetting how to pronounce his name. Andre, man. You know I gotta pop it back up because I don't know. I'm gonna be butchering his name. Good grief. I stay butchering his name. But I think he's definitely a play. See, without how you pronounce his name, bro? I gotta turn it up.
Again, they use the least amount of dime a season ago, now amongst the most. Baltimore's D, 3rd and 10. Brown holds him off.
Yusufus. So you got Andre Yusufus. So Yusufus is 4,100. He has a nice little up and down trend as well, to where I love this play. Like I said, we're looking at a 51 implied total, so we're looking at a back and forth type of matchup. So if Bengals gonna be behind, they're definitely gonna be throwing the ball. So get a guy. He's lengthy. He should definitely do work. I think you gotta go this play here. He's 4,100. Great GPP play if you're looking for a value spot. If you're looking at T. Higgins, T. Higgins, don't get me wrong, love to play for T. Higgins, but man, get a guy under 4,200 that could give you that 15 plus. Hopefully, ball out as well. Without without Chase in the mix, he's definitely gonna be a factor in this game script. So, gotta go here for 4,100. I love this play for him. All right, so I think T. Higgins is definitely cash, but you gotta go to this motherfucker right here for 41. Gotta go there for GPP. All right, we got. What did I do? I put him on defense. What the hell am I doing? My bad. Let me take him out of there. All right, Higgins, and then GPP is definitely. There you go. I think that's a great play for 4,100. All right, and then let's see who else we're looking at. Okay, we got Zay. I like Zay Flowers, man. He's in a good spot. He's still priced pretty decent. He's 6,300. He's just been real decent for the season. I just don't trust, obviously, with what's his name, Lamar Jackson. But then again, he's just been real consistent for his price point. He's averaging around 13 fantasy points for the season, getting about 7 targets a game. So Zay Flowers is a good play for 6,300. I just don't know if he's gonna get any ceiling spots, but the Jets is allowing an average. They definitely gonna be more depleted without, definitely be more vulnerable without the sauce in the mix. So they're giving up an average 143 receiving yards to the position, around 34 fantasy points to the position as well on the road. So I do like Zay Flowers. If you want to go that route for 63, he's not bad. He's just been real decent, but he's not paying up his price tag, and that's another thing. Like if he's like 5,000, then it's not too bad. But 63, you're looking for a guy that give you that 15 to 18 fantasy points for that price point. And I'm not really too sold on that end for him. All right, let's keep it moving. We got Tillman. We got receiver one. We got DJ Moore against Pittsburgh. I don't mind DJ Moore. Let me look him up. Let's see. Whoops. What'd I just do? Let me bring that back down. I don't mind DJ Moore. Let me see. Moore. I mean, DJ Moore is 4,900. That's not bad. I mean, you would think he'd be way more. I mean, last time he played Pittsburgh at home, he had an 18 fantasy point game, 6 targets, 5 receptions with a touchdown. So he does have good history against Pittsburgh at home. He just been, he had 2 bad games. He had 0 against the Giants, 4 targets. He had 3 targets against Minnesota. But he did have a big game against the Bengals, and that was in Week 9. We had 22 fantasy points, 6 targets for 4 receptions. This could be a game where he could bounce back. I mean, for 4,900, it's hard to pass up on a guy like this. And I really feel like if you want to target the Bears and their offense, he could definitely be a factor to where for 4,900, he's not one of those guys that will give you 50. He can easily give you that 24 plus, just the type of caliber guy he is. So DJ Moore for his price is kind of like, but he's a receiver 1 spot, so it's like he's not like a receiver 3 or 2 or 3. But I do like Rome Odunze. Odunze is he's 6,100. Yeah, a guy like Odunze, where it's just 6,100, still not a bad price, and he's in a nice little trend as well. Let's see, Odunze. Let's see, where's Rome at? Yeah, he's 61. He's 6,100. He's been in a nice little up and down trend. He had a big game against Baltimore with 21. Then he had 3 targets, no receptions against the Bengals out of all teams. He had nothing against the Bengals. Then he bounced back and had a great game. 10 targets against the Giants with a touchdown. Then he had a horrible game against Minnesota last week. I really feel like it is another little trend. Like I said, it's like a bunch of trends here to where he could easily give you another big game against Pittsburgh. Like I said, Pittsburgh is giving up to the spot. They're giving up 186 receiving yards to the position. And like I said, this Bears team is easily a great team to pivot and get some value. Rome Odunze 61, he could easily give you that 24, 25 plus. Like even with DJ Moore, DJ Moore could go off and give you, 15 plus. So both guys are in play. I like Rome. I think both guys are in play here. I really think a lot of people ain't gonna look this route. The Bears are definitely in play against this Pittsburgh defense. They're looking at a 2.5 spread, so it could be a closer match than we think. To where if this game is close, it's definitely gonna be a nice little game in general. But definitely like the Bears in this type of matchup. So I think both are in play. Honestly, I think Rome is still a good spot for cash, but I think Rome and let me put Odunze. I think Odunze and Moore are both good GPP plays. I really feel like they both in good spots here. Let's see who else. We got Cooper Kupp, 4,000. Got Jerry Judy. Alright, got Persia. T. Johnson. Dotson. Alright, let's keep it going. I think the next guy I gotta look at will be Jameson Williams. I think that's the guy I'm looking at. Yeah, Jameson Williams look real good. Where he at? Jameson Williams for his price point, 5,700, still cheaper than Odunze. But regardless, he's been connecting well with his guy Golf in the last 3 matchups. He had 16 against Minnesota, 26 against the Commanders, and then he had a great game against the Philly with 19. And he's still under 6,000 on DraftKings. So that's the type of guy you definitely want in your type of lineups. I mean, he got 3 touchdowns in the last 3 games. He's in a great matchup, like I said, against the Giants. Giants give up 165 receiving yards to the position. 40 fantasy points allowed on the road. Definitely love Jameson Williams for 57. What's up, Chief? What's up, Grant Rashid? What's up, King? So I think you got some. I mean, honestly, I feel like you got some great GPP plays at receiver, to where you don't have to pay up a receiver this week. You got a nice little Jameson Williams. You got a nice little DJ Moore. You got some Doomsday. You got some Andre. You got some good spots for receiver this week, to where you could definitely get some good value here and then pay up elsewhere. So I really feel like receivers is where we got to look for value. It's definitely in play for value. But Jameson Williams, love the spot for him here. He's been connecting well with Golf lately, and that's a good thing. To where, like, if you want to pivot from the whole, Mara St. Brown, I mean, get a Jameson for 5,000 instead of paying 8,000. You got a guy like Jameson Williams to still give you those, that could give you those numbers like Amara St. Brown, So I think you got to go that route with him. I don't mind A.J. Brown A.J. Brown is too cheap, and he's going against Dallas, and he's been real effective against A.J. Brown. A.J. Where's Brown at? Brown here, Brown there. I mean, Brown, 5,900 for Brown is not too bad. I mean, the last 3 matchups of playing at Dallas, he had 19, 17, 18. So he's been a real effective with his, the price is is decent. So I don't mind the price at 59, knowing that he's giving you 19, 17, 18 in the last 3 games at Dallas. So that's not bad for his price. I mean, he's only 79 on FanDuel. It's still not bad, but I love the DraftKings price under 6,000 for A.J. Brown. Let me look at a Devontae Smith. He's 5,600. He hasn't been as effective. Last time he had a big game against Dallas at Dallas was in 2021, where he had 2 touchdowns for 12 targets. That's not bad. I mean, he had a dud against the Lions last week, but he did have 16 against the Packers. He had 14 against the Giants. He had a big game against the Vikings at 36 fantasy points with 11 targets, 9 receptions. So he's one of those guys that could definitely blow up as well. I think honestly, both guys could be in play here. But 5,600 is not too bad for Devontae Smith. But I do like A.J. Brown as well. I think Devontae Smith. A.J. Brown. I think both guys are definitely low ownership. Because, everyone think, just the whole narrative that, Hurst has definitely been playing safe as of late. so that could definitely hinder their upside. So everything really goes down to what Hurts gonna do. But I mean, I think Brown and Devontae are definitely GPPs. Like, um, 5,900 for Brown. Something gotta change, right? I mean, Dallas is giving up an average 151 receiving yards. That's what I'm saying. Somebody got to go off. That's the question. Who is who, right? But somebody got to go off. I really feel like it could be Brown. Brown is definitely in a good matchup. I really feel like Brown is the better play. I don't really like I'm gonna go Brown. I think Brown's a better play. The Cowboys defense ain't good at all. It's just really based on what Hurts gonna do, right? What Hurts gonna do, and that's what we gotta try to figure out here. But that's definitely an ugly play right there. I think I'm gonna go Brown. I think more so Brown. But that's one thing about Devontae Smith. He's real. He's silent but deadly. You know what I mean? So he's one of those guys you're gonna forget, and next thing you're gonna forget about him, and next thing you know, he throw a bomb 60 yards to Devontae Smith. Like that's the type of play. Like that's how Devontae is, man. He's still a dog, and a lot of people are going. It's more likely gonna look at AJ Brown, and then you got him. You got somebody slipping on the pass route, on like one of those dig or even a post route, and Smith going for 60 plus yards. That's the type of player he is. That's the thing about Smith is one of those deep threats, So I'm kind of like, can't really forget about Smith, and he's 5,600. But then you can't really forget about Brown at 59. Is not bad at all either. Yeah, facts. Yeah, I like Smith. Yeah, but Brown has been crying. He was talking about talking to him. Everybody keep thinking that he's losing his touch, and that's the thing too. Like these type of guys, receiver one spots, like they're all about their production, right? So if he ain't getting the yards, they're gonna be like, oh, he has like the lowest yards of his career. They're gonna think he's washed, and even though they're winning, he's looking at his reputation as a receiver. So they're gonna be like, yo, you're not getting the yards. You didn't have a good season, like compared to last year. You lost your touch, and then you know what I mean. Like those type of guys, man, they're gonna be a problem in the locker room because like even though they're winning, you're messing up my stock as a receiver. You know what I'm saying? So I guarantee when his contract, when they try to redo his contract, they're gonna give him a lower rate and they're gonna give him a lower pay and contract, even though he is worth more to another team. Like he could go to the Cardinals and get a mass, you know what I'm saying, like a mass contract. He could go to Tennessee, mass contract. But the Eagles got so many pieces to where you're just a piece to win, at the end of the day. But he wants to be the guy that's getting paid. You know what I'm saying? So you could keep like a Devontae Smith because he's quiet. He gonna do his job and keep it quiet. AJ Brown on the other end, he's looking at it like you're messing up my value as a receiver. You know what I'm saying? So they might go give him more of the rock, which I definitely get. That definitely is the issue. He understands, they're winning, but you're messing up my money. That's kind of how AJ is looking at it. Like you're messing up my money to where they're gonna pay him less because of his production, which is it's understandable, but he knows his worth. You know what I'm saying? So AJ's one of those guys. He's willing to lose. He's willing to get paid more and be on a bad team, which is weird. But he's already a champion. You know what I'm saying? So you can't say he gonna be in the Hall of Fame, whatever. He wants the ball, so he's willing to go to a team like the Cardinals. he's willing to go to a team that needs him. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think Brown might be the play. Just to shut him up for 2 weeks. At least try to shut him up for 2 weeks, and then he gonna be back in the storybook. But try to shut him up for 2 weeks. Let's see. We got Cooper Kupp. Is not bad. I mean, Cooper Kupp is 4,000 for Cooper Kupp. 4,000. I swear we got a lot of value this week. The key is trying to find the value. We gotta find the value here. See Parker Washington against Arizona, which is not bad. I don't mind a Parker Washington. Let me look at Parker Washington. The key is trying to find. So Parker, he's 5,200. Parker Washington is not bad. I mean, he's been doing pretty good in his last 4 rodeo. He's doing pretty good on the road. He had 17 against the Raiders. He had 17 against Houston on the road week 10. He had a touchdown against Houston. It's not too bad. He's in a good matchup against the Cardinals. 5,200. I don't mind this play. Parker Washington. I think we gotta go back to the well with. Let's see, what's Michael Wilson? Michael Wilson had his biggest game last week against the 49ers. But, of course, we won. We won, though. You know I'm a 49er fan. We won, though. You know what I'm saying? We still won. But Michael Wilson balled out last week. He had 18 targets. Yeah, I got the Bengals on there. I got if you see it on below me, we got Higgins without Chase. You got Higgins, but we also got Andre. I keep forgetting how to spell his name, bro. Hold on. Let me I keep forgetting his name, but he's 4,100. I think you gotta go that route. He's 4,100. I keep forgetting his name, bro.
As a day 3 pick, and been making progress as a day 3, as Vash, as Yosavash, as
Yoshavaz, Andre Yoshavaz. That's his name. Andre Yoshavaz. He's 4,100. He's definitely a play. Definitely. He's like 4,100. Gotta go that route. Love that play. Yoshavaz. That's his name. He's on there. He's the first one on GPP. If you check out the list. But Michael Wilson, yo, we gotta look at this guy now. Like, without Harrison, this guy has 18 targets, 15 receptions, 36 fantasy points with no touchdown, yo. No touchdown. Do we have another receiver that's going to replace Chase routes? It's going to be Higgins. Higgins is going to be receiver 1 spot. And then Yoshavai is going to be more likely going to be the receiver 2 spot. You gotta go Higgins and Yoshavai if you're looking at those guys. But yo, back to Michael Wilson. This guy had 15 catches, no touchdown, 36 receiving yards. 36 fantasy points. I feel like we gotta go back to the well here against the Jags. Jags is one of those teams you want to target against. They allow an average 141 receiving yards allowed, around 37 fantasy points allowed on the road. I think you got to go back to the well with Michael Wilson, and he's only 4,800. Got to go back here. What's up, babe? I see you on the camera. Say hi. You showing me your teeth? Okay. Oh,
I
no.
need to say what you laugh first.
Go right there to the camera and show me your.
Okay.
Show me.
Ow, 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 ow.
Show me your teeth. No, that. There you go. Show me your teeth. Stop. Stop acting like an animal. You ain't no animal. Stop. Be a princess. Stop. There you go. Be a princess. There you go. No, like Wilson is like that. No, we still got Brissett. Brissett is still in the center. If they still keep Brissett in the center, I mean, Brissett is doing big things right now for Carolina. I mean, for the Arizona squad. I really feel like if you still got Brissett in there, he's a factor to where Wilson. I mean, he threw the ball to Wilson. What, 18 targets is crazy, but he caught 15 out of 18. So that shows a lot in that end. So he's getting the volume. He's 4,800. You still got McBride. It's going to be a great play for McBride against Jags. Jags is one of the teams they're garbage against the pass. So I really feel like you got to look at this route. Wilson's going to be a great play, 4,800. It kind of made me look like at Brown, like, don't waste your money on Brown. Like, Brown is 59, but you get a guy with Michael Wilson without Marvin Harrison. I mean, he's getting the ball. So I think you got to go Michael Wilson.
Where is tacos too?
See people right here. See people in the chat.
Is that your your friends?
Everybody's supporting the channel. Say thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we got a lot of receivers right now. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 receivers.
How you said the word?
What receivers?
No. When you was trying, you said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So we're looking at, in this type of game script, we're looking at. Alright, you're not a baby no more, you're bigger now.
No!
Go.
I don't want to go.
I know. So we're looking at this game script. They're looking at a 47.5 implied total. Now, like I said, I was talking about with the running backs. I do like Etienne Jr. on the opposite side for the Jags. So it could be a good game. I really feel like it's not a game script where they're looking at a sweep for Arizona here. They're looking at a -3 for Arizona. They're looking at a -3 spread. So they're looking at the Cardinals to try to keep up in this matchup. So this could be a close game to where all factors are going to go on both sides. I feel like they don't think that the Cardinals are going to have a blowout in this type of matchup. So if we're looking at a -3 spread for Arizona, this could be a great game to target in regards to both sides. So like I said, I like Etienne Jr. on the opposite end, and then I like Michael if you want to pair him up. Because usually when you're looking at lineups, it's different if you're looking into like DFS, where you're looking at lineups to where if you're going to build a lineup, a lot of times you look at the correlation to the opposite team. Stop. Get out of here. Stop closing the door like that. So in that type of game script where you're looking at a close type of matchup, it's good to try to pair up with the opposite end of the game. So if you're looking at a Michael Wilson, you want to look at another, opposite player on the opposite team. So I think Etienne is a great play. But they don't think they're looking at a 47.5. So looking at a high, no, they're looking at like a 20 plus type of game, like a 20 to 20. They're looking at like a 25, like a 27, a 23 type of game script. So they think it's going to be a high-scoring game. So it should be a game where we should look into finding some pieces. But I think Michael Wilson with the targets is definitely a play. I mean, 18 targets is wild. All right, is there anybody else we're looking into before we go to tight ends? Let's say Michael Pittman. And then we have, let's see who else we're looking at. Worthy, Tillman, K. Raymond, not too bad. Hodgins, Rashid, Shaheed. I think that's about it. I'm looking at. I mean, I got a lot of receivers. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Got 8 receivers I'm looking at, but nonetheless, like the guys I like here is definitely JSN. I like Yoshivaz. Andre Yoshivaz. Wilson is definitely a play for value, and I think you gotta go like a Romeo Dunze. Yeah, I was talking about Parker Washington. Yep, I was talking about Parker Washington. I just don't like the price. I mean, he's 52, but I really feel like I'd rather go to a Wilson under 5,000. But Parker Washington is definitely in play. I was just talking about him. He was a good play. But I really feel like it's a good game script to look at. But yeah, I like Parker Washington. Jameson Williams. Let's see, Parker Washington. Yeah, Parker Washington definitely in play. 5,200 is not bad. He had a bad game against the Chargers, but in the last 3 games, he had 17 fantasy points in the last 2 out of 3 games. He had a bad game against the Chargers, but he's been doing pretty good. Oh yeah, that's another thing about Parker Washington. He had 17 fantasy points in the last 2 matchups on the road. So he played, like I said, he played the Raiders. He had 17 against the Raiders. He had 17 against Houston. Both was on the road, and now he's playing on the road against Arizona. So that's another plus there. So Parker Washington is not a bad play if he's gonna play like that on the road. So he's been doing well in the last 2 matchups on the road, and he's back on the road against Arizona. So yeah, I like Washington. All right, I gotta find somebody to get rid of. I got a lot of guys here. I'm gonna get rid of Brown. I think I'm gonna go with Washington. I really feel like this is where, like, the more I'm dissecting this, this position, the play is definitely in favor for value for the receivers. There's a lot of great value for the receivers to where you could pay up elsewhere. You don't have to pay, like, you could go Bijan and Gibbs and then pay low on receivers. I really feel like the receiver side is where you pay low. If you want to go to like a Yosavit, I can't be saying this shit wrong. I be saying this shit wrong. How you say his name, man? I can't remember how to say his name. If you go to, I be butchering the shit out of his name. Yeah, but man, it make me nervous too. But if you trying to make money, man, those are guys you want in your lineup. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong, I feel you, bro. But to win like Million Maker and Yoshavaz. I'm gonna just say Yoshi, man. You just made it simple, man. Yoshi. 4,100 is a great play. Now I'm gonna leave Brown alone. I think the value there's a lot of value at receivers. You got Yoshi, you got DJ Moore. Don't forget DJ Moore is 4,900. He's still under 5,000. You got Jameson Williams. Is another great play. You got Washington that's been doing well on the road. They give you 15 plus. You got Wilson that's been a high volume last week. Without Marvin Harrison, he's gonna be another great play against Jags. So I really feel like the value is of receivers. If you're looking at building a lineup, that's where you need to build. And then if you want to go high on like your flex or utility player, go like a JSN, you know. But I really feel like this is where we need to find great plays. Yeah. I know, man. There's so many options, right? There's so many options, but we need to find guys that are high value, like high ceiling plays, right? Like Brown should be a great play, though. I mean, I like Brown, but we can't play everybody. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to keep him in the pool. But man, I got what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 8 receivers in my pool. Usually, I try to keep it to 5 or 6. I mean, Brown's a great play, though. You know what I mean? Like, but then again, you can't play everybody unless you just going to build a lineup without him and then play another lineup with him. You know what I mean? Go that route to where you got everybody in your pool with other plays. You know what I'm saying? So that could be a route to take. You know, I might play Washington in this lineup, but then I play another lineup with Brown instead of Washington. You know, so you could do it like that too. So yeah, I don't want to get rid of Brown either. It's just good to add him. Because, I mean, I know a lot of people is not going to watch the stream. But then again, they might go back to the videos just to see what type of plays I have. So it's good to just like, okay, if you have like 3 lineups, if you have a 3 lineup type of, you only afford to, you can only afford to play 3 lineups. Okay, one lineup I'm gonna have Brown. Next lineup I'm gonna pivot from Brown, go to Rome Dunze. Another lineup I'm gonna pivot from Dunze and go to Washington. You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing too, man. Like, and that's the thing too. A lot of people might go to Brown, like you said. A lot of people might go to Brown, and he's higher in ownership. But then you got a guy like Parker Washington that no one's looking at, and then you got a guy that could overachieve, and you'll be higher up and getting paid because you got a guy that's lower owned and also a better play in general. You know what I mean? So I feel like you gotta change it up like that too. Even though he could be a better play, if everyone's on Brown, that could differentiate your line to have like a Washington to actually pay you more money. Because if you got somebody that's lower owned but over excels, that's a win-win, right? So you got that too. So it's good just to pivot in different areas on your lineups. I usually do about like 5 lineups a day, especially on I do 5 lineups at least on NFL. So I try to switch it up with my top plays. I try to switch it up. So I don't want to go too heavy in every lineup. I try to just differentiate to where if one lineup duds, at least I got a couple lineups that keep me in the money. You know what I'm saying? So you want to do it like that too. But I really feel like I'm done. I'm done with these plays for receivers. Let me know if anybody else you're looking at for receivers, and we could dive into tight ends. Because tight ends is pretty simple. Tight ends is pretty simple on tight ends. So let me know anybody else you're looking at. Oh, we ain't talk about Jerry Jeudy. Hold up. I'm looking at Jerry Jeudy right now. He actually do. Jerry Jeudy, 4,100. We got a lot of good vibes. So check this out. So Jerry Jeudy, in the last 3 matchups against the Raiders on the road, he had 15, 16, and 13. He had 2 touchdowns in the last 3 matchups playing the Raiders on the road. He has a real good history against them. I mean, CeeDee Lamb, he did pretty good last week against the Browns. He had 17. Jerry Jeudy, man, 4,100 is not bad. He had a good game against the Jets in Week 10. He had a bad game against Baltimore. I guess, I don't know. Maybe with Shador back, maybe when Shador is finally getting the reps, do y'all think with him being back as as the number one quarterback starting for this week, he'll more likely target Jerry Jeudy? I really feel like this could be a nice little chemistry going with Shador and Jeudy. What y'all think? And then looking at the Raiders, they're giving up 164 receiving yards to the position. That's crazy. Over 37 fantasy points to the position. I really feel like Jerry Jeudy is the receiver one spot, unless you got like Cedric Tillman. But Cedric Tillman is a small dude. He's like a slot type of receiver. I really feel like Jerry Jeudy could definitely be a nice little chemistry build up with Shador. It is a what if though, but I really feel like Jeudy, man, 4,100 for Jeudy is a steal, right? I mean, he's a better quarterback. I mean, I think it's different when you have a Gabriel versus a Shador, but knowing that Shador didn't get no reps with the first team, you know what I mean? I really feel like he probably has some conversations with the receiver ones. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that he got guys that he could trust. You know what I mean? Jerry Jeudy is one of those guys. I mean, he might get 7 8 targets. That's it, man. I feel you. Yeah, I don't blame you, but I really feel like he was in a bad position last week, knowing that he probably know that he wasn't gonna play, and then next thing you know, the whole head injury issue with Gabriel. Next thing you know, he got thrown in the wolves last week. So knowing that he's more prepared, he's getting more practice with the receivers, with the one team, with the starters. I really feel like that could definitely help out, knowing that he got guys he could look at. You know what I mean? I really feel like he got thrown in the wolves last week. But he's in a very better position. I mean, it'd be different. He's playing like the Chiefs. They're playing the Raiders, right? Raiders is one of the worst team against the position. So I really feel like it could be a bounce back play for Shador. I mean, it's 4,100 too. You know what I mean? Like, even if they have a bad game, like Jeudy could have like 15 fantasy points because he's catching everything, right? That's the thing. Like, that's what makes you win. Like, as much I'll be like stressing about shit like that. Like, to win these big tournaments, you gotta go with them risky ass plays. But it's not like he's in a bad matchup, you know. So again, a guy like 4,100. That could more likely give you 15 plus. And it's like, I'd rather. I mean, he's a receiver one spot too, yo. I think you gotta go with Jeudy, man. 4,100. Judy's not no slouch either. Like, Jeudy, it's like, if you think about it, when Jeudy was on Denver, right? He was like one-on-one. He was like one-on-one with Sutton. You know what I'm saying? Like, Sutton wasn't as better than Jeudy. It's just that he's more, I think Jeudy and Sutton were like, point A and point B. You know what I'm saying? So getting Jeudy, man, I feel like he's a dog, man. He just needed a guy to throw him a damn ball. Consistently type shit, you know? Yeah, I like Jeudy. And the more I'm talking about it, the more I'm like, I think Judy's a great play. 4,100 is not bad. Got a lot of value though, man. But then again, that's what could make it. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of value plays for receivers this week, to where you could pay up elsewhere and you got so many value. Not saying all value is good value, but like, not all value is good value, but like certain plays could make and break your line, to where you might, even if you don't win $1 million, you might make, a couple thousand with just the players that are low owned, Good, but do you think their offense is going to be much different with Sanders? I feel like they're in a better position with Sanders. Now, I feel like in general, the team's management sucks, right? There's no type, they trust the talent more than what they could teach, right? They trust that the talent could overachieve everything with the Browns. That's the problem with this Brown squad is like the organization they have. I don't think they have any type of like, like to make you better. It's like you already gotta be a dog, and then you just so happen to be on the Browns. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Shador, he has talent, but there's nothing with this organization that's gonna make him better. Like they don't even believe in him, so he's not gonna be better with this team. You're just going based on just your talent with this team. I really feel like he's gonna be a low ownership. Judy is not gonna ball out. Like if Shador is not gonna do well, Judy's not gonna do well. So obviously, like that's the thing. Like, but the organization in general is ass. They don't help build somebody. Like you gotta come in the gate already balling. Like Judy, he was already a baller before he came to, you know what I mean? Like everyone that's do that. I mean, nonetheless, like Judkins, right? Judkins is is a rookie, but you're going based on your talent, and hopefully you could just do well in the game. But they're not making you better. This Browns team never gonna make you better. I just feel like the whole organization in general is not an organization where you get better as a player. It's just strictly off of talent. But let me know if anybody else y'all like. I mean, I like Judy, man. I can't. I have a gut play. That's why it's a gut play for him. Cause Judy is one of those guys. Like it could be a game. Like I'm just thinking about different scenarios. It could be a situation where he just throws like a 20-yarder to Judy, touchdown type shit. And next thing you know, no one has Judy. Yeah, Dortch is a good play too, but I mean, like I said, Michael Wilson, 42. Michael Wilson's a good play under, but to get somebody at 4,100 and he's a receiver one spot is crazy. But then again, we know why, right? We know this is inconsistency with the quarterback spot, the whole problem with But then again, like. I mean, there's a lot of risk with Shador and all that. But they're playing the Raiders, though. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how much risk is it when you're playing the Raiders? They're both, like, garbage teams, It'd be different if they're playing, like, a winning team, like a winning opponent, But it's like they're both hand-in-hand garbage organizations right now. So I really feel like his chances are better with a bad defense. I mean, I really feel like last week, and that's another thing too. They're playing the Ravens defense. Like, I don't think no quarterback want to be in that position where your first game is against the the Ravens defense, right? So knowing that you're preparing for a better defense, and that's the thing too. Like, he's preparing for a better opposition. Best players. Yeah, but he can't. That's the thing, though. Crosby ain't gonna be everywhere, right? He only could do so much. You know what I'm saying? So I really feel like he's in a better position than the Ravens. And plus he has time. He had a whole week to try to figure this defense out. He's in a better position against this defense. think Ravens was a little too tough. I mean, you going right in. You didn't even know you was gonna play. That could be hard for anybody. It's like you starting your job with no training. You know what I'm saying? Put in that perspective. It's like, hey, you come in for orientation. Oh yeah, you come in for orientation. Hey, here's your outfit. You're going to start as cashier today. You're like, what? I ain't even know. I didn't even know I was gonna have the job, let alone work as cashier. Oh man, I ain't dealing with y'all. I like him though. I think he's in a good spot. All right, let's go to tight ends, man. Let's get this game. Let's get this done. Devil's advocate, Sanders tempted to play. I feel you, bro. No, it's good to have that type of mentality. You got to know the pros and cons, right? So I appreciate the conversation though. I definitely do. But like 4,100 to me is a low risk. It'd be different. Like Judy was like 5,200, 55,000. Judy was like 5,000. I'm like, can he, my that's the thing too. Like that's another thing. Like the price is what's intriguing because it's low risk. But like if Judy was like 5,000, 5,500, I'm like, what can Sanders do to help pay up his price? And that's the thing about DFS. You got to pay that price tag. So if he's 5,000, you know what I'm saying? I'm hoping for a touchdown type of shit. Like he needs something, right? But 4,100, 4,100, you just need like a few catches, like at least 5 catches. You know, Judy for 5 catches is like what, maybe 12 to 13 fantasy points. He's gonna pay that price right there. And then what's helpful if he doesn't get a touchdown, right? If he get a touchdown, that just, you know what I mean? That's one of those things like, okay, that builds his price even. That helps him out. Will help me out for his price point. So that's why to me is a low risk at 4,000. He only need like 12 fantasy points. And that's like with 4 catches. He needs like 4 or 5 catches to get 12, maybe, depending on the yards. But knowing Judy, he's like Judy's one of those like 7 to 10 type of passes. But then he could catch you on the post, easy post. But yeah, I appreciate the conversation, man. We need those. You gotta know. Okay, yeah, it's a good price, but is he worth it, right? So that's where the devil advocate come in play. Like, yeah, I might want to pay it. If I want to pay that price, will he ball out in that price? Or so for instance, like a devil's advocate could be Brown, like AJ Brown. Like, yeah, I like him, but my devil advocate is regards to Hurts. I'm like Hurts is like he's playing real safe. Yeah, his game logs are bad, but that's with the bad quarterback, right? I mean, he had a good game. He had a good game a couple games ago, but that's without Sanders, right? So if like they have a better chance with a better talent, right? But yeah, we know Judy's game is garbage right now, but it's based on the bad quarterback right now. Oh, before Sanders, but is Sanders gonna beat the hype? Right? Or he's going to be what we all thought he was, or what the media or the coaches thought he was. A lot of people is hoping for his downfall, right? And I mean, this type of team is definitely one of those teams where you're going to see more downfalls than good, right? So even Flacco couldn't do good on the Browns, right? To where he got traded to a better team. So even Flacco couldn't do well, right? So it's like, and now you see Flacco doing this thing at Cleveland. I mean, doing this thing on the Cincinnati squad. So it's like you just hoping Sanders' talent is going to help him here. That's what I'm hoping for, kind of shit. So I would have I ain't gonna say I'm gonna have everything to Judy. I probably definitely gonna have one line with Judy because he's definitely a good play on it, for value. All right, so let's go to tight ends. I think obviously you got Trey McBride. I mean, he had 30 in the last couple games to where he had 30 against Seattle. Last week he played the Niners. He had 30 again. 2 touchdowns in the last 2 games. 19 receptions in the last 2 games. And he's going against Jacksonville, which is one of the teams you want to target against the tight ends, where they're giving up 69 yards to the receiving, about 25 fantasy points on the road. I think Trey McBride. Yeah, he's 6,800, but I really feel like you don't have to pay up for Trey McBride, but he's definitely a great play on cash. So I'm gonna go cash for McBrizard. And you know a good play I like here? I do like Loveland for the Bears. I really like the Bears. I think Bears is in a good spot. I mean, Loveland is 3,500. He's in a great play. But the dude got They got Cole Kmet. Is Cole Kmet still playing? I don't know. Yeah, I mean McBride's the best. I just hate his price though. Good gosh, but he's definitely playing his. That's the thing though. He's definitely paying up his price though. So you gotta give him that. You gotta give it up to McBride. He's expensive, but he's paying that price though. He's giving you upside every game. He's another good matchup again. So McBride's definitely a great play. I think it's going to be a nice spot for Okongwu for Tennessee. He is questionable. He's limited in practice on Friday. I don't think I want to go that route then. If he's limited. Yeah, they pushing it. They know. Why are you being sneaky? You know I see you on the camera, right? You know I can see you right there. Look at you right there. Why you being sneaky? I'm almost done, boo. Why you still in your outfit? What's going on?
I don't want to be in my outfit.
Huh?
I just use the bathroom.
I said, why are you still in your ballet outfit?
Because we're already at home.
And you don't want to be in something comfortable?
I do.
Oh, that's comfortable.
Does you have to give me something from over there?
Okay. That's nothing comfortable there. There's nothing comfortable over there.
Yeah.
No. You need to wear your no. You need to wear pajamas.
I don't want to go upstairs by myself.
You wear pajamas.
Why you ate all of that? Why did not say something for me? I want some candy.
Oh, candy. Because this is my candy.
Hey.
It was my chocolate.
Are you playing with your phone?
Yeah, I get information off my phone. And all
What?
that. What you mean, what?
Do you have games on your laptop?
Huh?
Do you have games on your laptop?
No.
Oh.
No. Why you always want to play games every time?
But just
How about you study? You want to study?
Nope.
Nope. Of course not.
And why it says Google right there to buy some games? Then why it says Google?
Hold on, bro. Let me finish this up, okay?
Candy, please.
I don't have candy. My mom got candy upstairs. Go in the cup and get some candy.
Fine.
Yeah, man. I think Hunter Henry is definitely a play. 3,900. And I was talking about, like you said, I was talking about Drake May. So it's like I'm trying to find other plays. Like Drake May, if I feel like he's gonna ball out, somebody gotta ball out with him, right? So yeah, Hunter Henry's in a great play against the Bengals. Bengals is giving up an average 90 yards. 80 yards to the position. 80 yards to the position. 27 fantasy points allowed to the position. Yeah, I think Hunter Henry is definitely a play here. They gave up 12 to Kraft. Firesmuth had 31. Mason Taylor had 14. Yeah, I think he's definitely in a good spot here. Yeah, he's definitely a good play. Hey, 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 hey. Like Hunter Henry, 3,900. Yeah, he's a good spot. Drake May. Boom, 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 boom. You got candy?
Yeah.
Why you get 4? What do you get?
I just got some for Lala.
Alright. Was she? You gave her one?
Yeah, I did. Right here.
You gave her one?
She said no.
Okay. Hey, Lala. You want candy? No?
Then how I'm gonna eat all of these? So I'm just gonna eat all of them?
No, we're not eating 4. Give one to Mom.
Okay.
Eat 2. You can eat 2. Give 2 to Mom.
Fine. I can eat better.
Sorry, y'all. Lala.
Huh?
You going out?
Yeah.
Close the door, please. Thank you. These kids, bruh. Y'all know what I like though? I like Mason Taylor.
Mama said no.
She don't want one?
Mm-mm.
I'll take one. You got 3.
Yeah, you're happy.
Cheers.
Cheers. How would it go like this? Or you can let me get all this thing.
You gonna have a stomach ache.
Oh yeah, you have to.
I might get a stomach ache. I already had 5.
Now you have 6.
I might have a stomach ache.
What?
Hey, let me finish up. Get out.
I want to be in the video.
You wanna be in the video?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so Mason Taylor.
Wait.
Calm down. I ain't talking to you, bruh. So Mason Taylor. He's a nice little trend to where you're looking at. He had 5, 11, 17. Then he bounced down and had 1 against Denver, 6 against Carolina, 14 against the Bengals. And then he had 1, 7 against the Patriots, and I think it'll be another bounce back play against Baltimore. Mason Taylor is 3,400, and plus, we got this, we got the news with Tyron Taylor being now as the starting quarterback, so it should help out knowing that usually tight ends are more so a safety net for quarterbacks. More so, we know that the Jets gonna have to throw the ball here, so. Stop looking at me, bro.
Hey.
You get out of here? Huh? Huh? Dang. Watch me work. I think. And he's definitely one of those plays where I'm going to show you on here so y'all can see what I see. A nice little trend here. So, Mason Taylor. If we go down to his scoring, you see how his trend, he's going from 17, then dud, big game, dud. I feel like this game gonna be another big game. So I'm looking at this trend right now to where this looks like every 3rd game he balls out. So he balled out against the Cowboys, and he had 2 duds. Then he balled out against the Bengals, and then 2 duds. So, looking at this trend, he should have another big game against them Ravens. Dang, y'all, we over here. What's wrong with y'all? You want to be in the video, too?
I want to get you up there.
You want to get up there, too?
I want to.
Okay, hold on.
name is John Zach.
Stop. All right, so calm down. All right, so that's my 2 cents on Mason Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
You say Mason Taylor?
Mason Taylor.
Yep, Mason Taylor. All right. Next play. I am thinking. I like Colston Loveland. Say Loveland. Loveland. Like I said, I like this Bears. I like this Bears offense here. To where Loveland, he actually has some good upside in a few games. I'm just not sold if Cole Kmet, but then again, do y'all think Cole Kmet might be the thing of the past? To where they just they go with a nice young rookie. Something about the backup QBs and the tight end. So could the Browns tight end be in play? That's a good question.
What good question?
You want to know about the backup QBs and tight ends? I mean, knowing that Sanders is definitely going to need some safety net action. I also know about Njoku, right? Njoku should be starting. Njoku might be a play, though. I think Kmet's back. Loveland may be kind of risky. Njoku could be a play. All right, let's go. Let's look at Njoku real quick. I like this little trend where Njoku has a nice trend too. So let me go to Njoku. He has a nice little trend going on. So say David Njoku. Say it loud. Say David Njoku. What'd you say? What'd y'all say?
David Njoku.
So look, if y'all look at this trend, so there's another little trend right here. So if we look at, it's like every 3 game, right? So you got Vikings, right? He had 18 against the Vikings. Then he had 2 duds. Well, he was out against Miami, but he had 2 duds. Then he bounced back against the Patriots, and then 2 duds. So maybe this could be a spot for Njoku with Sanders action. This could be a good spot for him, though.
I'm so itchy. No, I'm not.
I like this. It could be a spot. Fanning did have a good game. No, Fanning didn't have a good game. Fanning, yeah, he had a couple duds. He had a good game against the Patriots. He had 18 against the Patriots, 8, and then 4 against the Baltimore Ravens. So, Fanning, I don't know. He's 36, but Njoku is actually 31. He's actually cheaper than Fanning. But it's definitely a risk in general dealing with this Browns team. It's one thing I'm looking at Jerry Jeudy, but then there's another thing where I'm like, how's everybody else gonna play? And it looked like they're trying to share snaps. Let me see his snap count. So, I mean, it looks like Njoku's getting stop making noise. You making noise on this microphone, bruh. So he has 74% snaps. Do you hear yourself?
Mm-mm.
Do it again. Drink again.
No.
Oh, drink again so you can hear it. Yeah. Do it again.
No.
Do it again. Exactly. You go there. Drink it. See? Stop. Stop breathing like that. What's wrong with you?
I do like this. Hey, where's the toy? Oh, and where's
see. You about to say it. You heard it.
My name is
All right, y'all messing with me right now. Hold on, let me finish. I only got 2 tight ends right now, bro. Back up.
I'm saying around you. No, I want to see. Don't make me laugh.
Go.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a second. Oh wow. Okay, but yeah, I'm looking at this. I like the trend for Njoku. Fanning is getting he's getting about 74% snaps as well. So it's in the air. Hey, no. Making noise in here, no. Go. You can take it with you and go.
Okay. Can you break this box?
You can take it with you and go, please.
Okay, I'm strong. I am strong. We have to break some stuffies. Let's go.
I like Loveland though, man. It's risky though.
Go.
What's Kokomet doing? I really feel like Loveland's the play though, man. I don't like Raiders at all. I'm not paying no. I don't know. I'd rather like 6,000 for Bowers. Like Cleveland's not allowing a lot of points. You know what I mean? So it's like he gonna have to grind for them points. But Cleveland's defense is a whole nother ball game. I really feel like he's not gonna have like a ceiling game with 6,000. Like to pay 6,000 for Bowers, I already know we rather pay 68 for McBride. I'd rather pay 68 for McBride than pay 6,000 for Bowers. I'm not going that route. I really feel like Colston Loveland's a play. He's still getting targets. I feel like he's getting upside. Cole Kmet is kind of whatever. Cole Kmet had 10 last week, but I really feel like it's going to be a week for Loveland here. Honestly. I like Loveland here. We go with Loveland. Like that route. Honestly, that's all I really like here for tight ends. Honestly, I think Goddard should do better. Especially going against Dallas, he should be better. But I feel like everything is based on Hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like everything revolving around this Phillies offense. Like this should be a good game against Dallas, but it's like everything revolves around Hurts. He throwing the damn ball. He's being real safe with that right now, to where it hurts everyone else's production. You know, even though they're winning, it's like the production is not there to where you rather just fade everybody because he's playing safe. Which is, I understand it, because they're winning. That's why a lot of these players aren't complaining, because they're winning. It'd be different if they're not getting the ball and they're losing. So the fact they're winning, they're not really saying much. But the only person who's really saying shit is A.J. Brown, because he knows more likely his pay is going to be lower based on his production. That's the only reason why he's complaining. Oh yeah, I forgot about Mason Taylor. I'm gonna throw Mason Taylor in there. It said Andrews, Pitts, with Cousins, and no, I can't trust. I don't know what's up with Cousins, man. Cousins been iffy lately. Pitts. I mean, they are going against New Orleans. Well, how much is Pitts? 4,300. I don't know, man. I don't know. Pitts should be in a good matchup. But the thing is about the Saints, they're like top tier against tight ends. But we all know like Pitts is damn near a receiver. Like he's no tight end to me. But the Saints is not really giving up to the tight ends. Let me see. Let me go back here. That's one of the few spots tight ends do well is against the Saints defense. See Pitts. Yeah, it's kind of iffy, right? What's the implied? They're looking at a 40 implied total here, so they're looking at a low scoring game. A 40 implied total is not bad. It's not good. Andrews against the Jets. Tight end. Maybe Kelsey? Kelsey against the Colts? Kelsey looking kind of washed there, eh? I really feel like Goddard should ball out here, right? He's in a good spot against Dallas. I really feel like if he shouldn't do well, I feel like Goddard should definitely be a play here. 4,100, 4,200. Dallas gives up a lot to the position too. Like they give up 67 receiving yards. They give up an average 14 fantasy points at home to tight ends. Bowers, like we want to go back on history, right? Bowers had 14 against Cowboys last week. McBride had 16. Zach Ertz had 12 at week 7. I really feel like 4,200 is not bad for him. He had 2 bad games. And it's not really bad game. It's just based on Hurts. And I feel like Hurts is going to have to step it up in his offense. I really feel like he may have heard about, him being too safe to where maybe he's going to unleash better, you know what I mean, in this type of matchup. Y'all. But I really feel like this is a play where, if Hurts is going to ball out here, I feel like Goddard, Brown, all those guys are going to ball out with him. You know what I mean? It's really based on Hurts and what he's going to do. But this is a spot where Hurts should capitalize with this team as tight end against Dallas defense. I really feel like he's a good play here, 4,200. It'd be different if he was like 5,000, but he's under 5,000. Goddard should definitely be should ball out here. I'm gonna put him cash because he should ball out, especially his price. Goddard. All right. What was I trying to do? Yeah, I feel like the best play right now is McBride, but I feel like there's it should be other options. I really feel like Goddard should be a play under, if Hurts does his job to open up the offense. Henry is a good play with May. Loveland, like I said, I like the Bears offense here. Taylor is kind of like it's definitely a risky play, but I like this trend. So that's why I like Mason Taylor. That should be it. I think I'm done with tight ends. Fuck this tight end shit. Alright, let's look at defense. Get out of here.
What? We just want to play.
No, don't play in here while I'm doing this. I'm almost done, okay? Thank you.
Do you read this?
No, I ain't here.
No, I mean the other room.
Yes.
Can you hold it?
All right, defense. Defense should be pretty simple.
There,
all right. I really feel like the Lions is definitely the spot here. So Lions, 37 should definitely be a cash spot. We got Seattle, definitely a play. I mean, 4,000 is crazy, but we don't see Tennessee doing anything to Seattle. Don't see anything going on there, so it should be an easy play for Seattle here. That should be easy spot. I mean, they're up there, but easy spot. So you got Seattle, you got Lions, right? I don't really see much with this Falcons game, so I think Falcons defense should bounce back here against the New Orleans. I think Falcons team should be a better play here. So I like this Falcons defense. Yeah, facts. I ain't seen no 4K defense in a minute either. So Browns defense, Browns 2,900 for the Browns. Defense. Browns defense against Raiders. So it says Raiders is giving up around 1.1 interceptions a game. Says Raiders is giving up about 9.8 fantasy points to opposing defense in the last 4 games. Around 10.2 fantasy points allowed for the season. So, I mean, Browns defense could be a good play. I really feel like, Browns is not bad for 2,900, so I'm going to put them as GPP. 2,900 for Browns. Cardinals, Saints. The Patriots. What Patriots playing? Cincinnati. I really feel like Cincinnati's is definitely gonna do their job. It should give a hard time for their defense. Jags. Maybe Cardinals against the Jags. I think Cardinals defense is pretty cheap for 2,700. I feel like it's reasonable. I don't really feel like it's gonna be too much like Jags. They may score a couple, but I don't think they're gonna. I think they're gonna pay up that. I think that price tag. They should be all right with that price. So Arizona's defense should be okay for 2,700. What y'all think about the Jets defense against Baltimore's? What y'all think about Jets defense? 2,000 bare minimum. I don't know. What do you think about Jets? Lamar? I feel like Lamar is looking a little overrated. Lamar is looking real overrated, yo. Looking real overrated, bro. Looking real overrated, bro. Maybe Jets might keep it close, maybe. I'm going Jets. Fuck it. It's $2,000. New York Jets. I don't trust Lamar Jackson, man. All right, that's about it. Let me see if I can make a lineup. If y'all like the video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Appreciate. Let's see, let's go ahead. Kirk Cousins against. I can't see that what that says. Hasn't scored a TD in a full year. That's crazy. New Orleans. That's what it says. New Orleans hasn't scored a touchdown in a full year. What's up, G? How you doing, bro? All right, y'all. Let me see if I can throw up a lineup. See what we got here, yo. Let me see. Let's throw a quick lineup. I'm gonna go to. Let's do Draftkings real quick. Position optimizer. All right, let's go. Let's do a quick lineup for Draftkings, and then we'll try to do one for and then we'll do one for FanDuel. All right, let's do something real quick. All right, let's go ahead. Let's do Sam Darnold. All right, let's do a Sam Darnold line. Sam Darnold. Let's go ahead and throw in Gibbs. Let's throw in David Montgomery. Let's throw both of them motherfuckers in there. Alright. Let's go and let's see if I could get JSN in there real quick. Let's tag him in there. Let's go get some value. So I'm going to go down to Michael Wilson. I'm going to go down. Let's see if I can throw a McBride in there. You think I can get McBride in that thing? Man, I think I can get McBride in there? How much money we got left? Damn, $2,900. Alright, let's see if I go. I'm gonna go Cardinals here. We got DJ Moore. Let's go Yoshi. I might have to pay. I might have to go low on tight end. Yo, man, I'm thinking Dallas is gonna do well, man. I think we gotta go there on this one. Or Hunter Henry, one or two. Go him here to where that's not bad. We throw him. All right, we still got JSN in there. I like Jameson. Let's see what else I could throw in there. If I could swap it out. We could swap out with Rome Dunze. Let's save that one. Let's throw Jared Goff in there. How much is that? 500. So Jameson. And let's go. Let's get some Loveland action in there. Save that line. Let's do something with him. Let's swap out Montgomery with ATN. Save that one. Let's do Caleb Williams. Let's pair him up with Caleb. Let's pair him up with Rome. Let's throw Rome in there. Let's keep Loveland. 5,100. See Flowers. Jones. Montgomery. Parker Washington. DJ Moore. Since I'm doing let me just throw DJ Moore in there. Let's throw in. I really feel like Jameson's gonna ball out. I like Jameson here. So I'm gonna go $1,000 less. So I need to find somebody for $1,000. $1,000. Yeah, let's go throw some Judy in there. This might be my Judy play right here. Let's see if I could pivot from him. Ooh, I like that. I like this a lot, yo. I like this one a lot. We got Caleb, Gibbs, Devontae, Jigba, Rome, Yoshi, Loveland, Judy. I love this one a lot. It's probably my favorite one. Alright, let's go to FanDuel. Alright, let's try a FanDuel line. Alright, see who is cheap on FanDuel. Alright, Sam Darnold is not bad at all. The fact that Sam Darnold is cheap on both is definitely a play. Montgomery's cheap. Charbonnet, they talk about him. Alright, so Devontae Williams. Go Gibbs. I'm gonna pivot. I'm gonna go back to Montgomery. I already feel like Yoshi's gonna ball out here. I don't want to get too much Yoshi though. I don't want too much Yoshi. Let me go down to Michael. Is Michael here? Michael, how much is Michael? How much is Yoshi? Yoshi is 56. So get some Parker. Let me throw some Parker in there. Get some Parker action. Oh, Wilson's already in my lineup. Okay, so let me go. Who I have? Let me try to get Jibba. If I got Sam Darnold, I feel like I have to go the Jigba. But man, he's expensive. But I should be able to fit his ass in there somehow. I should be able, since I shouldn't have too much. So, all right, I need to figure out the value aspect. So if I go Wilson's actually pretty expensive. I go Wilson. Well, I got Alec Pierce. Let me get rid of them. Take them out. If I go, I really feel like Yoshi's a play though. Let's go Yoshi. So we got 3,000. So I should be able to do well if I take out McBride. Take out McBride out of that bitch. All right, hold on. Hold. Okay, Mason Taylor's 5,100. Who else is a play? Go Mason. I really feel like Loveland is the play. 5,200 for Loveland. All right, that dropped me down to 1,400. I might keep Seahawks here, man. Seahawks should ball out against Tennessee. Let me keep Seahawks in there and figure out something else. Try to keep Seahawks in this thing. Okay, who can I put in? For 50-something thousand. I don't like to do I really don't like to do two tight ends. I really don't want to do two tight ends. I really don't want to. Alright, let me figure something out. I really want to put in Jameson Williams, but he's up there. Michael Pittman, Michael Wilson, 63. 63 for Michael Wilson. I might have to pivot from Jahmyr Gibbs. I might have to do that. Or I might just pivot from... I mean, there's still other good plays, right? Like, I don't really have to go GSN. Maybe I could go... Maybe I could just pivot and go Javonte. Yeah, I like that a lot. I really don't want to have too much value at receivers. But then again, I really feel like JSN is going to ball out. If I go Rashee Rice for 8,000, he should bounce back for 8,000. Sam Darnold, if I go, Sam Darnold should bounce back. Should be a bounce back game for Sam Darnold. But I could go Jared Goff. Should be a bounce back game for Jared Goff. To where I have should be a bounce back for Dave Montgomery. Bounce back for Parker Washington, Rashee Rice. How much I have? So 2,000. Hold up. Hold up. Let me go Sam Darnold. Let me go Jackson. And then pivot from Seahawks. Damn. Cardinals. Dang it. Oh yeah, I still have Rashee Rice. Good grief. Alright, hold up. Me, go Jackson. Switch him out. We still got AJ Brown. We could do AJ Brown. That's not bad. Let me do one with Jahmyr Gibbs. Swap out AJ Brown. I should have money for somebody else decent. James, ooh yeah, I like that. James Williams, ooh yeah, like that. Yeah, I like that a lot actually. 245. Got Roma Dunze, swap out to Caleb. 6,000. So I need 6,000. 6,000. Jerry Judy. Hold up, let me swap it out. Jerry Judy. Do Roma Dunze here. 3 Jimmy Kids, Roma Dunze, Loveland. Let me cook. Jerry Judy, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Caleb, Jameer, Rome, Jigba, Yoshi, Loveland, Jude. That's not bad. That's my favorite. That's my favorite one right here. FanDuel. All right, so let me go and show my lineups. Oh man, how do I show my lineup? My lineup ain't showing up. Hold up. Let me zoom out real quick. Zoom out. There we go. Save lineups. All right, so y'all can see. Let's see which one has the highest projection. So we got FanDuel. The highest projection is a Sam Darnold one, the 108. The Caleb is the next one. I like the Caleb a lot. This is my favorite one for Caleb. And then Draftkings. Oh, this one, the Jared Goff one right here with NTN. Not bad. Looks pretty good. This is a 127. You got 127 with Sam Darnold. 124. I like Jared Goff one's pretty good, decent. Sam Darnold. Look like I should ball out with Sam Darnold, but not bad for the ones we created. But yo, if y'all like the video and stream, I appreciate everybody tuning in. All right, so let me do my favorite stacks. I always tend to forget. So my favorite stacks, cash is going to be, I think obviously it's going to be Philly. And you got Detroit. And then GPP is definitely going to be Chicago, Seattle. It's not really a stack, but it's like my favorite stack. So this is like this one. Favorite stack. Hurts, May, Goff, Darnold, Robinson, Gibbs, Henry, Henderson, Williams, Montgomery, and 10. Yeah, it's probably those are my favorite three stacks. I mean, I feel like my favorite two is definitely gonna be Detroit, and Chicago's my favorite two. I don't think I'm gonna have really that much exposure to Philly. Only guy I really think I really feel like Philly should ball out here. Hopefully Hurts does his job to where it'll definitely be a good play for everybody on the Eagles. But then again, you never know what Hurts. But they're in great positions to do well. All right, like the video. Appreciate everybody. Y'all have a great week 12. Y'all be blessed for the weekend. And yo, hopefully we cash good. And definitely see me on Bankroll Builders in the Discord. Definitely check me out on there. Yo, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Thanks for the support. And yo, hopefully we cash and y'all be blessed. All right. Peace.